I might need to put my Paul Heyman on and let you know, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sean Player. But I'm not going to do it like that because, Paul Heyman's kind of he's been a different Paul Heyman. But that's for another episode. But what we're going to talk about today, because we're on the way to 3 big shows. We got Saturday Night Main Event. We got Worlds Collide. We got Money in the Bank. We got all this about to happen real soon. We're going to talk about all the drama that took place there on SmackDown this past Friday. But I want to let you know a little secret. Today's episode is brought to you none other than by championscornerpodcast.com. Make sure you visit the website. We got all you can view type thing. Not all you can eat, but all you can view. We got everything there from our collections of live shows, even our podcasts. And then you can check out the merchandise right there, all in a single location. Again, it's championscornerpodcast.com. That's your sponsors of today's episode. But I'm rolling with my brothers today. We're a little light, but it's all good. I'm rolling with my brothers. We got the Alabama ambassador up there. The historian is back in the building. He's been on a little hiatus. He's back. He's back now. He had to go brush up on some encyclopedia, but he's back. He's in the building today. And I think Mr. Alabama ambassador has some respectful things to say about Triple H on this episode, because I don't know. Well, word on the street last episode, he mysteriously went missing in the middle of the episode. I have no idea how that happened.
Yeah,
gentlemen,
I sure did. I wonder how that happened.
No idea. No idea. But let's get into it. Let's start it off with what happened.
One top to your chest is in your future.
Let's start it off with what happened on SmackDown. So the Solo, well, I want to put it this way. Does Jacob still love Solo? What you guys think, fellas?
Go ahead, Alabama.
I think he does just not as much as he used to. He still love him, just not like he used to. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a I love you from a distance. You know what I'm saying? I love you while I'm over here doing my thing. I love you as long as you ain't messing with what I got going on. That type of love. It ain't fierce like in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? When that was his catchphrase before and dog walking and all that. All we knew was the hands and I love you, Solo. Ain't like that. The tone different. And when that tone changed, everything changed. So yeah, you still love him. It just, it hit a little bit different now. Just a tad.
Just a tad.
Hey, I'll say this. He loves him, but he done limited the access. You know what I'm saying? He don't have.
I ain't mad at that.
Hey, go ahead and get that hashtag in. Go ahead before I continue. Go ahead, get that. And that's your moment there to get it, homie.
I ain't mad at that.
Hashtag I ain't mad at that.
You mad?
We got a quick I ain't mad at that in the show. That happened quick. Usually it take a while before we get one, but that happened bad.
Hey, record breaking. Like the looks now that he gives Solo, or when he takes over when Solo's trying to talk. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention the crowd is just so over with Fatu, man. Like they just pushing for him, man. You know what I'm saying? Solo, and the more he rises, the more Solo falls. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way they kind of building it. So yeah, he loves him, but that access is limited now. So
yeah,
and definitely going to see where that goes now, moving forward.
I mean, because a lot of us thought that at WrestleMania, Solo was going to cause Jacob the United States Championship. But since then, word on the street, Solo says, I'm the reason why Jacob has brought this championship back to the family, and now I'm about to do my business and go ahead and get the Universal title, bring this back to the family because Roman Reigns failed us all. So you in the ring. And he says Roman Reigns failed us all. And now you got a new body in the group, right? By JC. JC is up there now. So now he's the new muscle, which Jacob had no clue that this guy was going to be there. And now all signs are pointing to a potential outbreak or outburst between Jacob and Solo, because Solo's in the middle of the ring, stealing the man's catchphrases. So I just want to know, guys, where do we go from here?
Look, I ought to say this. You said something very intriguing. You said something very intriguing. You said that if Roman couldn't bring the title back to the family, I was like, Solo, how many title shots you had last year? Come on now. Then you lost to Ulafala. So, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Roman Reigns got a title shot since he's been back.
Well, that's true.
Right? Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong now.
Nope. He's been.
So I don't know what.
He hasn't. You're right.
I don't know what Solo was referring to in that, unless he's still talking about WrestleMania 40.
He said,
I think that's what he's specifically talking about.
So he had a more ruthless bloodline behind him and then captured out one title.
Man, that's a point. You got a point.
They captured. They took the tag titles.
They then gave him right back. Hey.
Boy, you can't call him a historian today. We're gonna call him the butcher. He just cutthroat today.
He out there.
God almighty.
Hey, so go ahead, Ambassador. That's all I want to say on it. That's all I got to say on it.
No, I can see this. I can see this going two different ways. They can act like they're about to split, and they actually help Solo win Money in the Bank. That's a less likely option. In the end, I think what you was talking about, how Fatu is going up and Solo is going down, it's a perfect reason to bring them back to the middle and have them feud over the U.S. title, because what better way to get Solo over as a heel than to take, by nefarious means, take the U.S. title from Jacob. Instantly elevate Jacob as the babyface and instantly giving Solo more heat as a heel, but like credible heat, not go away heat. You know what I'm saying? So I think of course with the help of JC, which I've been compared to strength wise, so I guess that's a good thing. So I think that this one, of course, like we thought was gonna happen at WrestleMania. I see Jacob and Solo on a collision course, and I see JC helping Solo take the U.S. title from Jacob. And this feud is gonna go on for a while. This won't be something quick.
Got it.
Yeah.
Because it's slow burning right now. It's a slow burn.
Absolutely. Especially since you have like every 2 weeks, I would say every 2 to 3 weeks, you have something major PLE wise going on. I like that component. So with Solo, I mean, the whole thing I look at it with it is like Solo is the first qualifier for Money in the Bank. I, for one, thought it was going to be Jimmy. I really did. Because I think, that's the one we're waiting on to kind of get up there too, out of the original. You know what I'm saying? So, but to have Solo going there, I have to believe that there's a point to that, right? That Solo's in the Money in the Bank. Obviously, with his crew behind him, they want to, try, like to your point, because, even if he gets help, it's not illegal in that match. So, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that'll be interesting. But, man, it's like, I don't know, man. Something else is there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see Solo and Jacob maybe going. I could definitely see Jacob and Solo maybe at SummerSlam. I mean, it may seem like a long time from now, but it's only like a couple of months, really. So a little over 60 days.
But it's not.
You know what I'm saying? So, because you got to build it too for July. So there's going to be some time to build that some more. So, I mean, yeah.
Well, that would be so, man, because you got 2 nights now for SummerSlam, so it would make sense to put some big. You gotta come with some star power. If we got 2 nights, and it's the first time ever we're gonna see a 2-night SummerSlam, man. 2-night SummerSlam. Well, I was worn out from 2-night WrestleMania, so I'm gonna be worn out from a 2-night SummerSlam. But man, speaking of the summertime, it looks like LA Knight is heading into new programs because he just lost to JC. So, because I thought originally that maybe LA Knight will be in the Money in the Bank picture. I mean, it's not too late for him to qualify because right now we just got Solo as
Right.
he's just only qualifier out there. So he lost to JC. It's like they're rebuilding this bloodline story from a different angle because it's like they're putting all the pieces back in place, in my personal opinion, to eventually reassert their domination. I guess they're on SmackDown, but that's to see. We want to know what the digital audience thinks about that. Will the bloodline eventually have their way again, like they once did? There was the hottest storyline way back. It seemed like forever now, but it's only been like a year. It seemed like a long time ago, but it's only been like a year. So, does JC assert his dominance now in the group? Because remember, Jacob has no idea, he didn't, and I don't think they addressed that on SmackDown. Like they were just in the ring together, and they didn't really address that moment, did they? Or maybe I missed something.
I don't think they did.
I don't think they like directly said it. I think he just said who he was and why he was there, but they didn't. It wasn't really explained to Jacob. Kind of found out what we all found out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like at the same time, like who is this and why he's there. So, I know they didn't directly address it.
Let me add something.
Let me rephrase that. Jacob and Solo didn't directly address Jacob about it. He just told everybody at the same time.
Mm-hmm. I want to throw a wild card in there because now I think about it. Because soon as Jeff had debuted, I think I looked on social media and I saw Bronson Reed gave him a shout out with a picture together, like talking about "Welcome to the family" or something like that. But I'm not leaving him out the mix neither.
Oh yeah,
because he got to come back too. So and last time he got hurt in War Games, if I'm not mistaken. So and he comes back with that. I mean, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he has some unfinished business there too. So that might be another factor. So they might, to your point, Sean, it might be another rebuild of the bloodline, extenuating. But it might be more of an in-house battle now as opposed to everything else because you don't have a wise man right now involved, right? Roman's kind of.
Could that be a Money in the Bank return?
It could be. It could be. That could be the reason. That could be how he wins. Again, we got I'm assuming they're gonna put 6 in there. So, we got another 5 spots to see, and they're gonna continue that on Raw next week. So, I mean, it's gonna be very interesting to see how that comes as I continue to go through this, and then whatever happens at Saturday night's main event too, whatever happens there, whatever transpires there, it's gonna lead to some other things too. So, man, it's picking back up. I think this is the first time, in my opinion, in a long time, a post WrestleMania, because for me, WrestleMania sometimes it's like a little slow period after that to me. But I feel like right now it's kind of in the first time in a long time that it's kind of picking up, and maybe because they have all these shows back to back to back, and WrestleMania was like later. It's like in the middle of April, right? So it's like you had like an extra 2 weeks of stuff to do, and then you're going right back into something else, right? And then now, like I said, every 2 or 3 weeks is something coming up until, and I ain't even announced anything for July yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's a lot going on.
I think in July they head out to Saudi Arabia, ain't it? Or is that in June?
June 28th.
Right. Man, boy, Saudi getting all kind of attention right now, boy. They getting it in.
Because they throwing them dollars in the club like a club on Saturday night.
They throwing them out there, boy. They throwing it out there. But you brought up a great
big
point.
Bucks, baby. No whammies, big bucks.
Hey, I tell you what, get my passport ready. I head over there to a Crown Jewel. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Right.
Hey, it look nice over there.
I'll be on that card, I promise.
Hey, for sure. But you brought up a good point.
They be there. From what I've seen, they really do it up, man. What's that for Riyadh season?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that means. All I know is that they turn up, and it be lit over there. Like I'm like, okay, you know what? Well, I'm gonna say this real quick and we can move on. I used to hate when people would be like, They doing the Saudi shows, taking blood money. But what do they think this country was built on?
Hey, hey man. Hey.
And I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? So I never had no problem with anybody going to do that show because I'll go do it. You can't shame me about getting my money when I know what this country was really built on. Stop it. Cut it out.
Yeah.
That's hypocrisy at its best.
That is.
But anyway,
man.
I digress.
People gonna go. I mean, they gonna pay you to go over there. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get my money. You know, I don't blame them at all. I'm gonna get the money. Because that's capitalism, ladies and gentlemen. But you brought up a good point, historian. You said that Bronson Reed could come back possibly to join the bloodline. But what if, because I personally think that Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker may add another person to the group. What if it's Bronson Reed?
Well, him himself kind of went at it, right? But we see in wrestling all the time that people go at it and they join forces. I don't know, man. That'd be a lot of. That's definitely no bread, no water, just meat.
That's no conclusion to the feud, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to see why. I have to see if they do it. I'm not saying it won't work. I just have to see why. Like why did he decide to do that? Especially when all of his business, he has unfinished business on SmackDown, technically.
Right.
So I don't know.
Well, it's a possibility. Anything can happen when you got the wise man in your corner. So
yeah, not to mention, I don't know if they're gonna do like a the open door. I guess the open door policy on each show right now. So people show up everywhere, So who knows? We'll see how that goes.
Final thoughts on that segment with Solo and Jacob and JC. Do we call him JC or we would call him Jeff? What we call him?
I mean, we all know you're talking about.
Yeah. They call. I think it's JC Mateo.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, whatever. I guess. WWE got to own your name, so they weren't gonna just let himself be Jeff Cobb, I guess. So, the only when I think about Jeff Cobb, I just think about the comparisons to me, my finisher and his, because that's the only thing in him. Well, and being strong, those are the two things that everybody always compared about him, because he's been around for a very long time. He ain't just showed up. For people that don't know who that is, you know what I'm saying? Like he was in Lucha Underground. He's been in Japan for years now. PWG. He's been a lot of places. When I was running, we were both running at the same time 10 years ago. So his finisher, the Tour of the Islands, is my finisher, the Chris Crush. There are differences, but they end the exact same. And I remember there's a guy by the name of Anthony Henry that used to be I forgot what they called him on NXT, Asher Hill or something like that on NXT. But he's in Ring of Honor now. And then there's JD Drake, who is James Drake, but he had to change it because the Grizzled Young Veteran guy has the same name. So as a matter of fact, they've made they're known as the Workhorsemen. So they've been on Ring of Honor and AEW a lot. But people start talking about how awesome that move was and how they never seen nobody did it. And they had to correct a lot of people and say, I was the first person doing that move. Because Jeff Cobb probably started doing that in 14 to 15. I've been doing that move since like 2011.
Right.
Now, granted, it can't happen by accident, but it turned into my finisher. But yeah, so I enjoy that because JD Drake's like, you and Jeff Cobb are the two strongest people I've ever been in the ring with. JD Drake is not a little man. He's a big dude that can do moonsaults. And picking him up and throwing him around is not a light task. So it's cool. It's cool to see him. But I think as far as like to put a pin on this situation, like I said, we came up with the two scenarios where they can actually click up and be a team. But like I said, the most likely assumption I got here is that Solo's gonna end up taking the U.S. title from Jacob. I'm sure Jacob will get it back from him, but because this will give us a chance to see Jacob actually chase and be a chaser. Like, did he chase LA Knight? Yes and no, because
Yeah.
he stayed dominant the whole time. So let's see what you can do when when forces are truly against you. And we all know when it comes to Solo, his name is Solo, but he gonna play the numbers game.
Yep.
So we'll see. But I think that's how it's gonna go. That's my prediction.
I like that. I like that. You know, Solo doesn't play. He doesn't play by the rules. He doesn't play by the rules. You know, and such a subtle way to honor his tribal chief, his real tribal chief. You know what I mean? Such a subtle way to honor the real number one guy. You know, a lot of people think that it's Cody, but the real number one guy, he's out for a while. We have to hold up our ones for our tribal chief, Roman Reigns. We miss you. We hope you come back soon. Word on the street, he might be back at Money in the Bank too, but I don't know. We might.
Is he hurt? He's hurt?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so at all.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's just one of his normal sabbaticals.
So you honoring baby faces now, Mr. Player?
I never considered Roman to be a baby face. You guys did. Roman came back and told you guys, ain't nothing changed. You know, ain't nothing changed. I don't consider him to be a baby face at all. I didn't get that vibe. My heel radar was still saying heel, so I didn't get that vibe.
Okay.
No, I didn't get that vibe. Yeah, nah, not at all. Not at all.
Radar, boy.
But I want to roll on. I want to talk about this incredible match between Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. Now, a lot of people were feeling on the downside of Tiffany Stratton, but she came through this past SmackDown and had a blaze of glory this SmackDown. And not only that, you still see the pieces being played as a good chess match between my girl Jade Cargill and everybody on here calls her what they calling her now? What they call her? Slayomi? That's what they call her on the show. They call her Slayomi on this show.
Slayomi, baby.
On the show, right? We still see the tug of war going on in the midst of all this between what a masterpiece they put on. Right? You got the match going on inside, and you got the chaos going on outside. They did an interview in the back where Jade Cargill is talking to Tiffany, and in the background, you see Slayomi in the background, like just stalking this girl, right? The girl crazy. The girl lost her marbles. She done lost her marbles. She tried to attempt murder on this girl, Jade Cargill, and here it is. She just can't let it go. She can't let it go. What did you guys think about the match, and what do you think is really going to happen from this point on?
Go ahead, Kobe.
I was thoroughly surprised and very pleased with that match. I love Nia Jax, so I'm gonna watch her. I don't care for Tiffany like that, but I think they both did an amazing job. Nia pulled out the senton, and I said, "Wait, hold up, what? Who? Mike Jones? Like, when did you start doing this? Like." I like that she brought out something new. The fact that we had the first kick out from the PME was super dope. Wade and Tessitore everybody did their part because they sold that so well on commentary.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? They really got that point across. So many things in wrestling matter to make stuff look good.
Uh-huh.
The commentary team did their job. The wrestlers did their job. The chaos with Naomi and Jade did its job. This almost reminds me of the Fatal 4-Way from Backlash with the guys. You had a match, but you had a story within the match. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost the same where two people hate each other so much that they want to be champion, but they're kind of they're canceling each other out of the title because they got so much beef. And so it's like a Drew Damian thing with Jade and Slayomi. So but the match itself with Nia and Tiffany, I was like, man, I really wasn't expecting that. I was watching, so I got Dallas is on Friday, so I'm tired. And I'm like, do I really want to stay up and watch this match? And I'm glad I did. So, and I actually watched it twice, and I was like, these girls really went out there and put in work. Tiffany should have had that kind of match at WrestleMania, but you got to have somebody that wants to work with you and that's willing to work with you. And you can tell at WrestleMania, Charlotte was trying to be very uncooperative with her. Like she tried to, one up her basically. You can tell with her and Nia, it was symmetry going on.
Real quick, from a wrestler's point of view, because we had this a few shows ago. The word on the street, like on the internet, was that there was a term that they used. I don't remember the term right now, but they said that Charlotte was, what's the term? Basically, like you're saying, Charlotte
in the business for herself.
Yeah. So unpack that for the digital audience that may not know what you're talking about.
So when we say somebody is going into business for themselves, before you walk through that curtain, you know what's supposed to go down, what's supposed to happen, how it's supposed to happen. And sometimes people forget, but you got things set in place to get you back. You can go off the road a little bit, but you got stuff to put you back on course. And sometimes people start going into business for yourself basically means you're going to go out there and do what you want to do. That's the plan that we came up with. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get my stuff in. I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. I don't care how you feel about it. This is all about me. So that's what people mean when you're being selfish. You're being selfish, you're being uncooperative, and you're being unprofessional. And in certain cases, that can get you fired. Now, in other cases, when you that high up the totem pole like she is, you might get reprimanded. It could ding you a little bit. You might have some heat. You know what I'm saying? But in other cases, people have lost their jobs for going into business for themselves. And I had somebody try me like that in the ring. They tried to do that, and it didn't last long. So, because you got some people when you try to go into business for yourself, again, some people they're gonna put you in your place, and you just gotta be careful with people like that because you gotta have an extreme amount of trust to be in that ring with somebody. Extreme amount of trust, because we know some bad things that happen to good people in there.
Yeah. I would add one of the more best examples I can give you for the digital audience. If you're watching LFG, I believe I think when BJ came back.
Oh,
yeah, when BJ came back, that particular episode, it was a tag team episode, right? With Devon was on there, right? Yeah, that'd be a perfect example to see how going in your business for yourself can get you really torn apart verbally. Like, not to spoil it, but I have to say it. When Bubba said, "Let's go outside," I thought he was gonna put hands on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought he was gonna put hands on him, bro.
Because I've seen that happen before.
He was like, Mickey, he told Mickey, meet me outside too. I was like, well, is she gonna be a witness to make sure he don't go too far? Like, what's about to happen, right? But he did rip him a new one verbally, and then Mickey even ripped him a new one, and she don't really get like that on the show from what I've seen, but she didn't even yell. She was just using such words. Right. And so if you haven't watched LFG, that particular tag team episode, that'll explain it just fine, because as a matter of fact, not even him coming back and doing that in the match, what happened before the match and why he was tagging with the particular partner he was with. That's another part I ain't gonna spoil. But if you want to go back and watch that, that'll tell you exactly how that can work on both sides.
Yeah, that whole show has been awesome. I binge watched it from the beginning till right when the playoffs started, because that new episodes hadn't been out. I sat down and watched everything, and I told all three of my sons, this is just, huh?
Now, are you watching that? Because you mentioned something. I'm good. You said when the playoffs started. Is that because the Lakers got out the playoffs? I'm just asking.
That's not his team though. He's a Trailblazer fan.
Hey man, don't treat me like that's not my team. Don't treat me like Ron. Don't do that. Don't do that to Mr. Highlights.
Shout out to the professor and our favorite host, Ron G. The Highlights. They are very very sad. They're very, very sad that their boys went home. I tried to tell them Try to tell him you can't build a house with sinking sand. I try to tell you.
Boy, you are the petty king, boy. Petty king. My petty LaBelle.
Jacoby.
Woo-wee.
Hey,
Boy.
Jacoby, you better watch it, man. You might press that button again.
What
You
button?
looking for it right now?
I wish he might. I wish. Oh boy. Woo! Oh, I get my stitches out my eye Tuesday. I get my stitches out my eye Tuesday. They're gonna fit me for my glasses, and then I'm gonna be able to drive again. Oh, buddy, you just wait. Cause one of the first places I'm coming to is Orlando, Florida. Yes. Yes, I am.
Come on, man.
We are going to have a discussion, sir.
It's plenty of sunshine for you, man. We welcome you here in Central Florida. We welcome you.
Yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah. But back to your point about this is the type of match she should have had at Mania. Continue. I'm not going to interrupt you this time. Continue.
Yeah. This match. Wow. I say okay. What? And that's why I can't completely put that Mania match on her because, like I said, Charlotte was basically trying to grandstand with this young lady, and I get what it is, but this match showed me why she's in the position she's in. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew she was good. I knew she was athletic. You know, I know she got the catchphrase and guitar. Like, that's cool, but when you inside them ropes, what can you do? You know what I'm saying? Because she this is her third time wrestling Nia on TV, or third or fourth, really. Because the first time was the cash in. They had a rematch, and there was interference at the end of that rematch. And then now, I think they had a tag team match too that they were in together. I could be wrong, but I know singles wise, this was the third time, and the third time was the best time or the charm for them. And I'm very pleased with both ladies. I hope Nia doesn't fall too far down the card because, quite frankly, I'm gonna say since she fought Rhea Ripley in Australia, I think that was last year at Elimination Chamber. Since that match, she's just been getting better and better and better. So that's why I was so happy when she won Queen of the Ring and the title because of the match she put on with Rhea. Like I'm like, yeah, she's been proving herself. Because a lot of people don't like how she wrestles, but I love it. You know what I'm saying? So,
what do you think, Lonnie, about the match on Friday?
I think Ambassador said it the best. That was the best match they had together. As a matter of fact, probably the fourth time they worked together, but probably the first main event, or was the tag match a main event too? With Jade, was it Jade and Tiffany against Nia and Naomi? Maybe I think.
Yeah.
Was that a main event too?
That was.
It was Trish Stratus and somebody against them.
Okay, yeah.
Trish Stratus and Tiffany versus Nia and somebody else.
Candice probably.
Candice. Yeah. So that's the thing.
So not only I know people are saying this, that, and the other, but if the company has a trust in you to be the main event of a show, any night, and I think that's a lot of pressure, and they delivered. To me, Nia Jax is doing her best work. She's doing her best work. Wrestling, promo.
Yeah.
She's doing her best work. She's dominant, but she doesn't try to focus on just trying to be dominant. So her personality is coming out of her promos. You know what I'm saying? And man, and the way she pays homage to Yokozuna.
Yeah.
That's sweet, man. Now when she hit that first one, I thought it was over.
Me too.
Tiffany grabbed that rope. I thought it was over. I was like, because I saw Wade Barrett jump out his chair. Jacoby talking about everybody plays a part. When Wade Barrett jumped out his chair, like, what? I was like, okay, game. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I was like, go ahead, Wade.
Man, but she took a brutal bump in that. And then, well, I guess there wasn't a bump. She got hit with the chair and she started bleeding. So she took that too. And continued the match, man. So hats off to Nia Jax, man. Consider her first run compared to this run, man, a lot has changed. A lot has changed with
Yeah.
Nia, and I'm thoroughly impressed, man. And let's see, we got a comment right
Absolutely.
here. That break from the company gave her more time to focus on her craft. Hey, we got Miss Analytics in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. She is dropping some facts out there from the book of facts. She's dropping some facts out there. She's right. Break from the company, which is why I don't get caught up in who got let go and different stuff like that, because the door's never closed in WWE. Apparently, it's never closed.
Well, especially for that family.
Yeah.
Especially for that family. And when she left, she said she thought she was done with wrestling, but you ain't never really done.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You never really done.
Yeah, I think. Can I?
Because guess what? The deposit's still going to account.
Yeah, and I tell you right now, honestly, the best example I can give you with that, honestly, and I know we kind of going off here, but you brought it up and I thought about it. CM Punk is the best example I can give you in this regard. Regard. When he left WWE, he said he was done with wrestling, right? He tried some other things that didn't work out for him. But you got to understand, everybody takes those things differently, right? When you're upset, even then I did last when we're upset about something, we're gonna talk about it maybe not in the best way sometimes, because we're feeling some kind of way, right?
Right.
But then once all that smoke cleared, I mean, think about it. Let me give you a case in point. After CM Punk had them, even though he lost, not for pinfall wise, but he didn't win at WrestleMania main event. There was a clip after that saying that I did it. So that whole time he was thinking about coming back one day, potentially trying to main event WrestleMania because he still wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So to your point, Sean, that's why I don't get caught up in that stuff either, because I understand what's going on from a human's perspective, right? You may say this, that, and the other. I mean, come on, man. Jordan retired and came back twice. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm starting up with old GOAT Jordan now, the real GOAT.
No, that's my dog. I like Jordan. Jordan, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, people come back when you think they're not going to, and then to the other point too. I mean, I think I talked about the last show with Cody and Drew and all that stuff. So things happen, and with Nia going away, and maybe having that time, maybe not to come back, but decided, you know what, for whatever reason, it could have been because Ben's not there, or could have been because some other reasons, whatever. She came back and she's delivering on it. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Tiffany, right now, Tiffany is better right now because of Nia, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'll roll with that. Oh, we'll go ahead and get a second one in. I ain't mad at that.
Hey,
and don't forget to throw the Holiday Maharaja in that comeback story too.
Oh, hey, we'll see what he does. He's pretty quiet out there right now.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, I don't think nothing's announced for them at Saturday Night Main Event. I was thinking we were going to get this fatal 4-way. I don't know why I booked myself. Let me tell you. Let me just give you the for those that watch the live stream on Backlash. Me and Mr. Highlights, we booked ourselves into a frenzy. We do this on ourselves. We booked ourselves into a frenzy. We had a whole fantasy match prepared at Backlash and made me walk away with a sour taste in my mouth. I mean, so I'm doing it again to myself. I'm booking this fatal 4-way because I'm like, man, it just makes sense. Do you guys think we're going to see this fatal 4-way? What do you think, Alabama ambassador?
Yes. At the minimum, a triple threat, but I think it needs to be a fatal 4-way. But the triple threat can be cool too, because Jade and Naomi can work together to get rid of Tiffany, so they can duke it out one-on-one. So it's ways you can go to it, but I would like to see a fatal 4-way because I would like to see Nia and Jay go at it some more. I know they had that Queen of the Ring match that Nia won, but it was by like count out. So I would like to see a definitive winner between those two. So I would go hard. It's a hard yes for a fatal 4-way get the most. I think you get the most drama out of that.
Gotcha.
Because in essence, you can have in a fatal. And this is my last point on it. In essence, with a fatal four-way, you can have both sets of enemies working together to take out the other two. And what I mean by that is Nia and Tiffany go off, face off with Jay and Slayomi. And then, you know what I'm saying, once they finish with those two, they can get to each other. So it's so many things you could do with just those four, even three of them. But with all four of them, it's a lot of ways you can go. The possibilities are fruitful.
I like that. I like that. How about you, Lonnie? What you got to say?
I think it would get to that point, maybe. But at the same time, I won't be surprised if they throw another curveball because they've been teasing Jade and Tiffany for the last 2 weeks. They run up on each other. Hey, I'm coming for that. Well, I'm gonna beat you. You know, when you do come, I'm gonna beat you. And I think Jade might have mentioned that she's gotten a qualifying match opportunity coming up here for Money in the Bank.
Oh,
So
she winning.
Yeah,
She winning.
So if they do that,
She winning.
because right now there's Alexa Bliss in there. So if they do that, I don't know if that's going to take them away from that at that point, you know, because Naomi, unless Naomi get in there or not, I think Naomi's going to do something to cost Jade that title because Naomi has to get the upper hand at some point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she has to get the upper hand at some point on Jade. Like, yeah, she was looking back at her and doing that interview and things of that nature, but Jade came out there, super kicked her through over the barricade, and there you go, right? So I personally think, and I think I was telling this to Sean before we kind of started. Word on the street is that they're trying to do Evolution 2.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I don't see that happening until July. If it don't happen in July, it's gonna happen sometime in the fall, right? But then they're going to Australia in the fall too. So I don't know. But my point is that may be the climax of that rivalry right there. Might be. Because you know it's been going on for it came out since March that it happened. But you were trying to say who did it for a while. So that may be the climax of that. So we may get the fatal four-way, but we may just not, and then end it with that there. And then, but you know, I also have to see how Nia responds to the loss. Because technically she lost clean. She the one brought the chair in there. You know what I'm saying? So she was busted open, but maybe it's not over. So we got to see. I want to see how she responds too. Because that's
I like it was a good protected finish.
And let's not forget. And let's not forget that Naomi and Nia are family.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I've already booked myself this fatal four-way a long time ago. So I'm just waiting for things to manifest itself, and let's go ahead and let this thing happen. You know, I think it's perfect. But somebody on here said something was very intriguing. Jade Cargill winning Money in the Bank. Can we just imagine the spectacle that's going to be?
Wait, who said that?
The star, huh?
Who said that?
Well, you brought up that you thought that. Didn't she say that she?
Who said that though?
I thought you said that. Not me.
No. I did not say that.
Am I hearing things? Let me cut this sound up. Maybe I heard you wrong.
Hey, go ahead, Q. Hey, go ahead and cue Randy Orton theme song. That's what you're hearing right now.
No. I could have sworn. I could have sworn that's what he said. But hey,
got your rules and regulations.
I said she might get in it, and Naomi may cost her that. I never said she's gonna win. You bust out and said she was gonna win it.
Maybe you're just speaking. Maybe you're speaking it into existence. I don't know. Maybe it might happen. I don't see why not.
You was wild money.
Wait. Here's another point, Mr. Player.
Wow.
So, before we continue this, Mr. Player, answer one question for me.
Yeah.
Is Jade Cargill babyface?
What that got to do with anything? What that got to do with anything?
Just ask the question.
She get a pass. Hey, listen. She get a pass. I'm not gonna hold that against her. I will not hold that against her.
You can't even say yes or no. You can't even say yes or no, Jacoby.
Let me let you know. Right now, she on the wrong side of history. I'm not going to hold that against her. Listen, everybody got to find their way to the right side. Everybody. Now, listen. Had Naomi not try to end the girl's life, maybe she would come on this side. But she got to do what she got to do right now. So I ain't mad at it.
Okay, I just want to hear the answer. That's all.
Boy.
That's okay.
I ain't mad at it. I mean, you know,
You ain't mad at that?
I ain't mad at that. I tell you what, she could be whatever she want to be. I'm on her side. I'm on her side.
Oh man.
I'm on her side. I don't see no wrong here. She's handling her business. The girl tried to take her life in her life. And I want to back up a little bit. You sound like somebody that else is on this show that think Naomi deserves some type of get back. I don't get it. She is the one that was the aggressor.
I didn't say that.
She was the aggressor.
I didn't say that.
Oh, well, I must be putting words in your mouth. Go ahead. Clarify.
Yeah. I never said anything like that.
Clarify yourself.
I didn't say that. I just asked what she's was a face.
No, you said that Naomi deserves some type of retribution, something, because right now she's been losing.
What he said was what he said was verbatim was at some point Naomi has to get the upper hand. That's what
all
he
I said.
Which sounds like what I said, and you're trying to say she deserves to get some. She already had it. She done did a thing. She's the one that pushed the girl off the platform and tried to ruin the girl's life. She already got that. What more does she need?
Left for looking like Peter Griffin.
Okay, let me say this. Can we have a historian moment? Can we just have an historian moment, please? And Jacoby, I know you appreciate this because me and you kind of talked about this a lot on the show around this time frame. So this gives me the vibes of when Who Ran Down Stone Cold, right?
Oh,
well, Sean, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this.
I love it already.
Yeah. So now when Stone Cold found out Triple H did it, you know Stone Cold, he only has like 3 or 4 offensive moves. He already said that. He said it himself. But Triple H ate so many potatoes. You know what I'm saying? This man, yes, he did. But remember, he got dropped from that. Remember that crane type thing, dropped him from the car. But dropped the car again. That was one thing.
Yeah.
Right. Then he came back, sledgehammer this, sledgehammer that. Then they had the 2 out 3 falls match. At that point in time.
Classic.
He hit him with that lead pipe. You remember that? It was.
I remember that. I remember all that.
It was a good moment. It was a good moment.
All that.
It was good. That pipe alone might be in his Hall of Fame little hallway. I mean, we don't even know. We don't know.
I think
Triple H won that rivalry.
I think it's a sledgehammer, bro. I think that pipe is non-existent anymore. My point is, there was back and forth during that time. You just proved my point. That was back and forth during that time. Naomi hasn't had that back and forth yet.
She doesn't need it. Matter of fact, she might not be able to see this because she's going up against a legit storm. I mean, she's going up a storm. But anyway.
Wait a minute. All I'm saying is when Rikishi did the damage, Rikishi got them hands. He barely got upper hand on Austin. But when Triple H had a hand, is what I'm saying, it was a back and forth. Eventually, Naomi's going to have to get the upper hand.
I mean, which she is. She's attacked her. She attacked her the last match they had. It was Naomi and Jade Cargill, and the girl caused her a distraction. Ended up causing her to lose the match.
Look here, that ain't had nothing. But do you remember that beat down in the Elimination Chamber?
I mean, it was perfect. It was spot on. It was spot on. I mean, there's somebody somewhere looking at that as a tutorial on how to beat somebody down. I mean, it was good.
I want to add this one more layer. Let's not forget when Bianca comes back, she says she has unfinished business on SmackDown. That's another layer to the story.
She better be on the right side of history. I tell you that. She don't want them hands either from Jade. I'm just saying.
Man, go ahead, man.
I think she's coming for Naomi. I think she coming for Naomi.
What? Why?
Why not?
Naomi getting them skippity paps already. She don't need an extra 2 hands.
She getting the skippity paps.
She don't need the other extra 2 hands there.
I mean, because by the time Bianca comes back, Jay's gonna win the Money in the Bank. She's gonna be on her way.
Here we go.
She's gonna be on her way. So, when it happens, ladies and gentlemen,
you got to be the most biased journalist I know. Good Lord.
When it happens, digital audience, when it happens, remember, you heard it right here first. You heard it right here first. I didn't say it. These guys did. I didn't say it.
Say what? Hold on, what we say? What we say?
What did we say?
What we say?
Y'all said Jay was gonna win the Money in the Bank. Both of you guys said it.
Who said that?
You did.
When?
You said that. We didn't say that.
In other news, I want to get to this segment real quick. In other news, it appears that we have a new member to the women's roster there on SmackDown. But an interesting exchange between Alexa Bliss and Charlotte. Now, some may say that Alexa Bliss has not forgotten about what Charlotte did to her doll. You know, I was thinking about that the other day. Remember the doll that Charlotte ripped apart? And I don't remember what pay-per-view that was, but she ripped the doll apart.
Yeah.
So because everywhere Charlotte goes, Alexa Bliss is there. Now I'm thinking either they're going to have a feud at one point, or Alexa Bliss is going to come alongside Charlotte just to be a part of Charlotte, you know, to help her out. Like if Charlotte don't need no help, but you know, just to help her out. It might be a faction in the works. But we saw, is it Julia?
Julia.
Yes,
so,
Julia.
Julia makes her debut. Well, I thought she was on Raw, but her interaction with Roxanne just kind of went south. And so now she's on SmackDown. This women's roster is stacked. What do you guys think is what you guys think? She have stayed on Raw, or is she better off on SmackDown?
I just want to say this one thing, real quick. I think she should have stayed in NXT a little longer. Not because she's not good, but I just kind of feel like she lost to Stephanie Vaquero for the title versus title match. I think she might have been injured of some sort. Then she came back, attacked her. It was like a fatal 4-way loss again, and now she's on the main roster. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve to be on there, that she's talented. I just would have loved her to see her in a longer program with Stephanie.
So with her, you know, when she came to the company, they gave her the option to go right to the main roster. I think they gave her and Stephanie that option, that they could have just went to the main roster, but they both chose to go to NXT. So I didn't expect her to be down there that long, considering she chose to go. Because if they're saying you can go ahead and go right to the main roster, they got something for you already. So I see why her NXT stay one as long as others, but it didn't really need to be. I think her and Stephanie having more matches would have been good, but I wasn't mad at the fatal 4-way at what was that, Stand and Deliver. So I think that was a good, I don't you know, because you got NXT is the proving ground. You got a lot of ladies coming up, and I think her being on the Smack, we gonna see they're gonna stick to wrestling. So I just and then with like I think who's all on the roster, I think it's a good addition. You know what I'm saying? To add somebody that's really, really talented. You might not want her talking all the time, but you do want her working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let me ask you this then: should it have been, in your opinion, and this is an opinion, should the roles have been reversed? Maybe Julia on Raw, Roxanne on SmackDown, or is it, either way is fine? I'm just asking. I'm not looking for a right or wrong. I'm just asking. I'm just curious.
I think either way is fine. I think either way is fine. I think either way is fine. Because you kind of got the same odds on either show, just with different wrestlers. So
Yeah, I can see some things going with that.
Do we have a comment? Oh, I'm not tripping.
Oh no, yeah, you got a comment.
You got a
Yeah,
comment. You got a comment. Somebody,
ironically, you'll see. Ironically,
somebody,
somebody listening to the show, I guess.
yeah, somebody agrees. Somebody agrees with me that Jade Cargill will win at the Money in the Bank. I don't know who that is, but they agree. They agree. They agree. Ah,
It's
huh?
you.
Whoa! What?
I'm done. I ain't.
What? Listen, I want to move on to this next topic here. I want to talk about. I want to talk about Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. Now, last time, well, you all right, Mr. Alabama? You all right? I just want to make sure you're okay over there. Just want to make sure you're all right.
I'm perfectly fine, sir. Please continue.
Last time we saw Drew and Damian, they went off the deep end at Backlash, and so Drew challenges Damian Priest to a cage match, steel cage match at Saturday Night Main Event. Fellas, what's your take on this? What do you guys foresee happening?
Rock'em sock'em robots. Like these boys finna go put in work. I enjoyed their match at WrestleMania. That was the highlight of night one. Was it?
Yeah.
No, that
Night
was
two.
night.
Night two.
That was
Night two.
yeah.
Night two.
Night two. That was that was the highlight of night two, man. Them boys went to work. So now we adding another element of the cage. What I like about these rivalries, man, lasting longer is that you get more matches out of them, but it just don't be regular matches. I love when you get specialty and or gimmick matches out of them. And these dudes have elevated this rivalry to this point. And each one of them has valid points. Drew McIntyre, it might be to some big boom, but what he's saying is about these rivalries that he be in. He's not lying. You know what I'm saying? So it's just sometimes it's not the message, it's who is coming from that you don't like. And that's kind of how this is. That's how this is working. But I'm glad they're going into the cage. I think that's a great bout for Saturday night's main event. We remember as kids. Let me rephrase. I remember as a kid. I'm a little bit older than all y'all, I think. But I remember Saturday night's main event with the blue steel cage, baby. I wish they would put that back on video games. Give me the old blue cage. You know what I'm saying?
That real steel cage. That real steel cage.
Huh?
That steel cage.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
hey.
Yeah, so I'm excited for it, man. Because that's just one match on a very exciting card coming up for this Saturday night's main event.
I want to say something, nostalgia moment. I remember those blue steel cages. I think one time they had a black one, I think for like Austin and Vince. It's like Valentine's Day Massacre.
Yeah.
C99. But I like the
Yeah.
nostalgia fact of when they do that cage, like when all the workers will come out and start putting the cage up. Now the cage is already hanging up, but they would go out there and start putting the cage up for the match.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll work
Yeah.
today because the crowd's a little different, I guess, today, because that's like some time, right? But you can show a bunch of commercials and things. And talking about in-house, like the audience in-house. But I remember those types of days, man. Yeah. But back to this, the rivalry. I agree with Alabama Ambassador about the length of it, because this has been going on for over a year. It just Drew's attention has been averted elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because with CM Punk and then trying to get the title back and this, losing close to home again. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody calls him these types of things, but never realized that Damian Priest was the one that benefited from all of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then when he did realize, kind of, it was like like what happened at the Rumble and at the Chamber. He got the upper hand on him again. And so now, like to Coach point, that street fight at WrestleMania, yeah, Drew put that work in on him. You know what I'm saying? But now, last week, they going through tables and taking each other out of matches at Backlash, and now you got a steel cage. Now from Drew's promo, he's saying that this should end it. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I don't know. I know back in the day, the cage used to end a lot of robberies, and it can, and some have, and
Yeah.
some have, but I don't think they're gonna go to Hell in the Cell. But but that's been one of the things that really ended a lot these days too. So I don't know. I don't know if it's going to end it or not.
So, two things. First, shout out to our favorite host being in the chat right now. For some weird reason, and I think it might be whatever the weather is down there in South Carolina, whatever he's got going on out there, for whatever reason, he's decided. He decided, ladies and gentlemen, to come and slide into the chat and come up with some foolishness. I don't wear glasses, but I feel like I need it. This guy says that Naomi for Money in the Bank. What in the world? But we'll talk about that at a later date.
Well, hold on. You know, build it up like a promo package now. You're gonna say
I'm just saying. I mean, what kind of blasphemy is really going on these days? This is ludicrous, outlandish. Talk about lies. The lies that this guy is taking. For some reason, he decided, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what device he's looking on. He decided to either type it on his phone. I mean, he took his time to write that. I just don't understand. I don't get it. Don't get it at all. I mean, now, if it was just Jade and Naomi in the match, and some magical, mysterious happenstance happened to happen, because I mean, have we seen Jade Cargill? I mean, if something magical happened, I could see that happen, but not like this. Not like this. I'm gonna channel my what's the boy Big E? Not like this. Not like this. You're not gonna do my girl like that. But we'll have to talk to him another day. He also said, ladies and gentlemen, that Damian Priest needs to win this match more than Drew McIntyre. Another false statement. I just don't understand. Yeah. That's a false statement. Have we not?
Drew won at WrestleMania.
Yeah, he won at WrestleMania, but I mean, Drew had one sour year last year. I mean, this guy lost in all kind of places. He has to find his way back, and I don't know if Damian deserves to win this. I mean, do you guys think Damian deserves to win this match?
I wouldn't be mad if Drew took it, but I think all that led up to him getting this WrestleMania dub. So I'll take a WrestleMania dub over a Saturday Night Main Event dub.
I would say I understand.
Not saying that's not significant. I'm just saying WrestleMania is bigger.
I think Drew was right to win at WrestleMania because he went through that whole year. Like I said, Damian beat him a lot of times last year. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but at this point in time, Damian, if Drew wins this match, where does Damian go? I think that's the point Mr. Highlight's trying to make. Mm-hmm. Drew would be okay, but if Drew wins his match, what happens to Damian now?
I don't know. And I don't have a dog in the fight, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, such is life. Such is life. I don't know. It's a hard one to call. Because I can see both sides. I'm leaning more towards Drew McIntyre for obvious reasons. I just think he needs to win for obvious reasons. I think he needs to find his way back, ladies and gentlemen, to the spotlight. But I don't know what path that's going to be, but I just feel he needs to win. Damian Priest, on the other hand, I don't know. He needs some soul searching, ladies and gentlemen. Some soul searching. He's going to have to search. If he loses, maybe he has to go on a soul search. What do you guys think? I think that might be right for him. Priest still needs to get his. Let me pull this up. Priest still needs to get his chain back from. Mr. Highlight said Priest still needs to get his chain back from Debo McIntyre.
Hey,
that's my pipe, punk.
He said my grandma gave me that chain. That's what
my grandma gave me that chain. I don't know. I don't think he's getting that back. He ain't getting that back no time soon. He ain't getting that back. let's talk about Saturday night main event, ladies and gentlemen. Let me pull this up here.
Well, we already talked about one match.
I know, it's all good. We can talk about the others. Let me pull this up here so we be official. These are the predictions. But we had an interesting moment there on SmackDown with our boy R-Truth. Looks like R-Truth. He says the Cena he knows wouldn't have done nothing like this. The Cena he knows wouldn't have done nothing like this. And Wade Barrett basically wanted to slap some sense back in R-Truth. He wanted to tell R-Truth, man, what are you smoking? What are you doing? What do you guys think? What's really going to happen with this match here? Let's start with the John Cena and R-Truth. R-Truth is finally facing his hero.
I don't know what to expect right now. The wrestling match itself, but I'm trying to see what's going to happen at the outcome. Like, obviously, I believe Cena's going to win, but I want to know what the outcome of it is going to be from there with R-Truth and Cena going down the road, right? Like, what's going to happen between them two? Because R-Truth done turned serious. I hate to see him turn serious just for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So I need to see the outcome. The match, I'm sure it'll be entertainment. It'll be entertaining. I just don't know because Cena's already booked for Money in the Bank, right? It's already saying that. So, I mean, that's like 2 weeks later.
Right.
So it's like, okay, what are we gonna do there? So I want to see the outcome of it. Yeah, that's what I would like to see, honestly.
Okay. How about you,
Jacob? This is built as a regular match, so I'm non-title. So to me, that leaves another level of optimism if this is just a match, non-title. Because Truth can sneak one in and then get brutally attacked. A lot of things. I know what I want to happen out of all this. I would love for R-Truth to win the title. Look, that's just what I want. Okay, that's my bid. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think it's gonna be hella entertaining. I think R-Truth is gonna do a lot of John Cena moves until John Cena get tired of that in the match. But like I said, with it being non-title, Truth can actually sneak a roll up or something in, and John Cena can truly be a heel, give him a heel post match attack. So there's a couple ways to go, but non-title keeps me optimistic about the finish of the match. Now, at the end of it, R-Truth is still going to end up beat down, but I would just love to see how they book the finish here.
I mean. And there, once again, ladies and gentlemen, I've booked myself into this fantasy mode where I see Cody Rhodes coming back to save the day. To save the day, ladies and gentlemen. To save the day. To save the day. To save the day. To save R-Truth. Now, let's not sleep on the greatness of R-Truth. Now, let's not act like R-Truth is just a scrub, right? Like you said, Alabama ambassador, he could
absolutely not.
He could sneak one. You know, a lot of times when you underestimate your opponent, he could very well sneak one. Now, those in the chat, they feel like this is another opportunity for John Cena to get really booed out of the building because everybody loves R-Truth. We appreciate that. But I see it as a moment where Cody Rhodes can come back. What do you guys think?
I think it's too soon.
I ain't mad at that. That's certainly a possibility. Yeah.
It's a possibility. I just think it's too soon.
What you would stretch it out to what? SummerSlam?
Okay.
No, maybe not that far. Because my thing is, I'm going back to the host conference of it. Cody got booed tremendously at WrestleMania. Right? He got booed tremendously against Cena because people still love Cena even though he's a heel. So ideally, they'll probably have him come back to take the title from Cena. I'm gonna think, but what would the reaction be, right? So I don't know because if Cody and Cena would have a Cody Cena 2, it may be at SummerSlam. So maybe bring him back at the end of June or beginning of July, something along those lines. Because
Mhm.
Cena was saying even at Backlash, he's like he needs competition, right? Like
Yeah,
he
but
needs competitions.
well, he
So
said that, and then he
And
and then it's getting too much for him to be a real heel, and he started to shed a tear, because he can't handle this heel life. He ain't about that life. He ain't about that life. He started to get a little emotional. I mean, maybe it was just my
no, he got no, stop that. You stop that. He got emotional from the adulation that he felt he should have got 10, 15 years ago.
You think so?
Like that's what that was about. He finally yes, because they people are showing their true appreciation for him. But I don't care how thick skinned you are, some of that stuff is gonna penetrate at some point. You know what I'm saying? So you can act like it don't phase you and all that, but on the inside of people insides, that stuff hurts when you know how much work, time, sacrifice, the things you give up to put this product out means a lot. So when people act like you ain't nothing, but you giving everything that you got, that hurts. So now that he's getting that kind of action, like you saw it at the end of Backlash, and he had to try to play it off, but it's there. He appreciates the appreciation. He can't act on it right now. They won't talk about this until December, but that appreciation that he's feeling, he knows it's sincere and it feels good to him. So nah, that's what that tear was about. And people finally saying thank you, Cena, because they letting them know, hey man, we might have gave you a hard time, but we truly appreciate your hard work. I liken it to a female that love you, but she just talk crap all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you get on my nerves, but I love you. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what kind of women I'm talking about when I say that.
Say it
Yeah,
again.
But that's what that was. They gave him a hard time, but huh?
he was talking about the women that they really
What you
love
say,
you.
Lonnie?
They really love you, but they just talk a lot of mess all the
Yeah,
time.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
They insult you, but they really love you. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
like toxic women. They
and
love you, but
this is
they give you a bunch of BS, but you know they love you for real.
and
So
this is
or something they like to say they love hard. You know what I'm
this
saying?
is
But nah, John Cena is finally getting the huh?
and this is the toxicity of that relationship that John Cena's been talking about. It's toxic. Look, because
I knew you was gonna go. I knew you was gonna do it.
oh yeah,
I
you
threw a
knew
softball and you hit it, boy.
it, you
You
knew it, you knew it, you know it, because Lonnie, I'm glad you went there, Mr. Ambassador. I'm glad you went there because Lonnie brought up a good point of how they booed Cody Rhodes. These people are out their mind. They don't know what they want. They don't know what they want. They don't know what they want. They don't know if they want to cheer Cody or boo Cody. They don't know what they want. But I tell you this, they're gonna be excited when Cody Rhodes comes back because he's coming back as the hero to save the day, which is why I think it's poetic for him to come back and be our truth hero. I don't know. Maybe it's a long shot, maybe it's a long fetch, but I don't see why not. I don't see why not.
I think they should keep him away for a while. That's why I think they should keep him away.
that's not out of the possibility.
It can happen that way. And that's the same reason why I believe they should keep Cody away a little longer to let that simmer some. And but on the other side of that, depending on how Cena works with his next few opponents, slowly but surely, they'll bring he'll keep turning people back on Cena's side.
Well, I mean, if we got to let it cool off a little bit because Cody was booed, people might not like this next phrase here, but maybe The Rock was right. I don't know.
About what?
Well, he said he wanted to turn Cody heel.
Okay.
So I mean, if you're saying we need a cool off period because Cody got booed by these toxic fans because of how much they love John Cena and hate John Cena. I mean, I think it's a coin toss. On any given day, they're gonna boo John Cena or they're gonna cheer John Cena on any given day.
Yep, I can see that. I can see that too. I just don't know. I don't know if that's the direction they want to go right now, but of course they'll make that move whenever it's best for business, right? Because we know ideally it will happen at some point. Cody will turn heel. I just think Cody should be the one to take it from Cena since Cena beat him, and then maybe after that, but because and this is the case in point, you know, at some point Cena's going to turn face again, right? He will have his last match this year. So, and if Cody takes the title from him and does it in a way that he like really beats him down before Cena leaves, that's a heel gesture. You know, then you off to the races like, oh, okay, who's going to take on Cody after that? But I can see it happening that way because you know they could twist it down. I think about remember, you know, instant you they come back as an instant face, but then turn heel, like just like The Rock did when he joined the McMahons in the Deadly Game tournament. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he was on the rise as a face. It's probably one of the top faces, right? For him and Austin, and then at night he turns heel and wins the championship. So you know it can happen like that too.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to know what you guys think there in the comment section. Let us know if you think that is Cody Rhodes gonna come back, or what do you guys really think is gonna happen? And if it happens that way, remember you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it right here first. You heard it here. Now let's move on to this match here. Let's talk about this match with Logan Paul and your boy, Mr. Jey Uso. What you guys think about this here?
4 letters, 1 word. Yeah. So essentially, this is how I look.
Yeah, I'm gonna just
Go ahead, Bastard. Go ahead.
no. You good, Lonnie. Go ahead. Good.
So this is how I look at Logan Paul star power right now. So when Logan Paul comes back, I linking it to a. You remember how random Shane McMahon used to get in the ring?
Yeah.
That's how I kind of look at it, right? Because he don't wrestle every week. He probably wants to, but he doesn't. For I heard he said out of his own mouth he want to be full time. I'm not sure that's the direction they want him to go, right? So I look at it because Shane only fought big time matches, right? In memorable matches. So Logan Paul's going to come in and have memorable matches with people with big names right now. So I honestly think it's going to be a one-off. I'm expecting an entertainment match. I would like for it to be the main event of the show, but it may not be. But I can go either way on. I'm not mad at it, as the Kobe would say, but I'm looking for an entertainment match. I just think it's a one-off though, honestly.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest reasons for that is because after this past week on Raw, Gunther said, I got after the Money in the Bank, I got the winner, essentially. So that Raw after. So I don't know what's gonna happen in between time, like Money in the Bank and things of that nature, who Jay may face, but I think it's a one-off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I second. I think it's a one-off. Of course, it's gonna be entertaining. Of course, it's gonna be some athleticism. Of course, it's gonna be some hot spots, some close finishes and false finishes. But Jey Uso retains, and then we get to get back to him and Gunther. But I think whoever wins Money in the Bank is probably cashing in during that match with Gunther and Jay.
That could be, boy, that'd be live, boy. That'd be a quick cash in for the men.
Yeah, that's gonna be live there. Oh man, huh? Who you guys got?
You heard it here first.
Yeah. Who you guys got winning Money in the Bank? Just real quick. Who you guys got like a shot in the dark?
Well, for men and women,
it's too early to tell.
Well, we've already said the women's winner, so we can go.
Who is we?
Oh, I thought you guys was in agreement.
Who is we?
Well, my bad.
See, the most and not enough. The most and not enough. That's what you do. The most and not enough.
And you know what? I'm gonna go with Naomi.
I bet you will.
Hey, you mad, bro?
No, I'm not mad. You can do what you want. You can do what you want.
He was so offended.
Hey, look here. Hey, look, it's okay. And for the men, I would say Finn Balor.
Really? Boy, your picks are horrible.
Okay.
Well, Finn Balor does need Finn Balor does need to come back to some sense of reality. He needs to get his way out of Judgment Day. Huh. I don't know. I'm picking Solo Sikoa.
Okay.
So if Solo wins,
That's the only choice we got right now.
You picked the only person that's in the match, Sean.
I mean, who else is there? I mean, what else are we gonna do? What else are we gonna do?
You brought the question up. If that's the case, then we should just say who the people is in the match already.
I don't know. I mean, I'm really honestly going with Solo. Now it makes sense because I can see Solo cashing in on. What if he cashes in on Jey Uso? Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
Oh,
He could.
Wouldn't that be something? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we want to know what you guys think. They're looking. They're like Mr. Highlight says, they're looking past Logan Paul to get right into Gunther. You know, and you know, no disrespect to Logan Paul. I just, you know, he's got athleticism and everything, but I just ain't buying it. He's putting his work in. Though. Putting his work in.
Wait a minute. Did Jacoby get to pick his picks?
On this match, he did. He picked
No.
Jey.
I said it was too early for me to pick right now. Seeing that we ain't got everybody in the match. I know we got some qualifiers going on, but yeah, I'm gonna wait until the qualifiers are done.
All right.
Ooh, this is what I want to talk about right here. I have
Let's
some
talk about it.
predictions here.
Go ahead.
I think Sammy's going to turn heel. I think Sami Zayn's going to turn heel. Maybe not necessarily join Seth and Braun.
Oh yeah.
But I think Sami's going to turn heel. And the reason why I personally think is not because because of what CM Punk said, I can't trust you in the back. It's because it was so kind of awkward when Sami Zayn came out to celebrate with Jey Uso after he won the world title the night of WrestleMania. First of all, he came out before his brother. His brother should have been the first one out there. And it seemed so awkward. You know, like something's up. And I really think Sami is going to turn heel to go after Jey. That's what's going to happen. And maybe it's going to leave. Maybe it's going to leave CM Punk hanging for this because I don't think the CM Punk Seth Rollins rivalry is going to end in a tag match.
Absolutely not. Yeah. But that's a hot take, ladies and gentlemen. Bookmark that. Do what you got to do with it. You heard it here first. If it happens.
So obviously I got Seth and Braun winning that because of that.
Seth and Braun winning. I got Seth and Braun winning only because I think they're going to add a third member to this group, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to add somebody there at Saturday Night Main Event. But yeah, Sami could win Money in the Bank. That's a possibility. But I think Braun Breaker and Seth are going to win only because, you know, they're going to have a third member that comes out, join forces with them to ruin this match. Now, if Sami was to turn heel, I would say it's more so about being overlooked, you know?
Yeah, could happen.
He's tired of being that guy that's overlooked, you know? Am I looking forward to him turning heel? No, because I'm not that interested in Sami Zayn like that. For him to spend my hours on Saturday turning heel.
Well, I mean, but Sami, he's proven to be a good heel, you know. But he's also a likable guy, right? So that plays a part too. But he can be a good heel. We've seen that, you know. He can go at the audience.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They brought him into the bloodline for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And they were heels at the time. It's just that he was a likable guy. So the fans got behind him. So yeah. That's just my pick though.
Okay. I like it. Let's see. Mr. Boykins, you got a pick?
Not going for that tag match.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker.
It just makes sense, ladies and gentlemen. It makes total sense. Want to know what you guys think down there in the comment section? Let's move on to what did we leave a match off?
No, we said all the matches already. We talked about all the matches.
We did. We talked about who else was going to be at Saturday Night Main Event. I can't remember.
No, we already talked about Drew and Damian before it even got on there. So
that's right. Cool.
So unless they add another one match this coming week or something like that.
Right. Let me touch on this. Let's touch on this real quick. I'll wait for Alabama Ambassador to come back because in the wrestling community we lost a true legend in Sabu. Sabu's passing. We just want to shout out his contributions to the wrestling world. But give me a second here. I want to pull this up. But while we're waiting on Jacoby, Lonnie, give us the champions moment.
I want to give a shout out to Damian Priest because recently he just had a street in the Bronx named after him. And that lets you know that, for somebody who works hard to try to better their lives, to who doesn't give up on their dreams and aspirations to be great, and then just getting recognized, that is a beautiful thing. So shout out to Damian Priest, man. Continue to be great, brother. If you ever happen to see this, continue to be great. And that's a very strong accomplishment. So awesome, man. Salute.
Good one there. Good champions moment there. Damian Priest, he's come a long way, man. Impactful story. We'll see. Maybe he might win that Saturday main event. And guess what? Your boys may be in the building. We may be there. This corner may be in the building. Saturday Night Main Event. So we're looking forward to being there and enjoying all the festivities that come with WWE. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've never been to a WWE or a wrestling event in general, you highly recommend it. You should go. Definitely should go. So we got All Worlds Collide. We got, what's it called? Worlds Collide. We got that coming out. We got Saturday Night Main Event. We got Money in the Bank. Now, briefly, you brought up Evolution, the pay-per-view. There's been some talk online that it could possibly be on the same day as the AEW pay-per-view.
All in. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that? Do you think that that's a snub to AEW, or it's just how the cards fall?
Well, they did it already multiple times already. Right. So I don't think it's now. Of course, I'm not in the room to say that. I don't think it's a dig to them because I think ultimately, although it may be on the same day, it gives fans. It can be good for fans. I don't think anybody wants to put anybody out of business because if you do that, it hurts the business, right? But it is like, okay, let's see who's the number one because it's always going to be that. Let's see who's the better, right? And this is AEW's biggest show of the year, right? All in, if I'm not mistaken. And so. And if it's not in the chat, let me know. All in is part of the biggest show of the year. It could be because of the crowd or one of the very first that kind of happened. I know Double or Nothing is up there too, which is coming up soon. So, but I would say I don't think it's a jab, but it is like, hey, let's see who number one, and it's good for the fans because it keeps everybody talking. It gives us something to talk about here on these type of platforms. So I think I don't see anything wrong with it per se because everybody's not going to. You're going to have your fans who want to watch. Everybody's not going to pay for All In, right? And they want to have something else to watch wrestling-wise, right? So, and then vice versa. So, I don't think it's a bad thing. And I don't know if it's going to happen at the same time frame, or one's going to happen early in the day or not. So, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Again, like I said, this didn't happen already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
they did that in Orlando. December.
It had a live show and World's End in the same day around the same time. And I was in the same city, like 20 minutes apart. And nobody really talked about that. You wouldn't have known unless you were here. You know what I'm saying? So, so it's happened before. It's just one of those type of things that's part of the business, man. I mean, think about it. Although there's more, I mean, we get the same football games at the same time every week when the season starts. Basketball, you have multiple games going at the same time. It's no different though. You know, the only difference is, well, maybe it is now. One, you have to pay for both of them, or one's on the platform you have to spend the money on, right? Versus one that might be available if you have Peacock, this and that, right? So, or if it was on NBC, if it was a Saturday night main event. So those factors play a key, you know, those keys play a factor there, but I just don't think anything's wrong with it. I think it's just good for wrestling fans.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Jacoby, did you want to chime into that? Because I wanted to get to your Sabu story before we wrapped up.
What was I missed what the discussion was about at first.
No worries, man. I know you had to go and but anyway, I'm not gonna mess with you. I'm not gonna mess with you. We were talking about AEW and WWE having events on the same day or in the same area. Is that a snub or is that a jab at AEW?
Nah, man, that's competition, brother. That's competition. I'm from the competition era, baby. I'm from the Monday Night War era. You know what I'm saying? Hey, same bet time, same bet champ. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. So I'm good for it because like the story worded that perfectly. You gonna have people that's loyal to one and one that's loyal to the other. And you got some folks that like both. And I guess you kind of got to see what the cards look like to see where you're gonna go or what the show is gonna be. So if say for instance WWE had a house show, but All In was happening in the same city, I'm going to All In because I know it's gonna be a bigger produced show because everybody gonna be there. At the live event, you don't know who you're gonna get. You're gonna get people that you don't see on TV every week, but they're on the roster. So it's kind of just how you prioritize your wrestling. So I think it's good. I'm always down for it because when there are other companies besides WWE puts out a better product, and that proof is in the pudding. We've literally lived through that. We lived through when WCW was here and they had to get better, and we lived when there was nothing but them, and you saw what we got. So yeah, I'll keep the competition pumping every day of the week.
Man, we got to do a WCW talk, man. That's down the road. We got to do one, man.
On the road.
There's so much stuff down there, bro. My goodness, so
Jacoby,
much.
give us your Sabu story so we can honor Sabu.
Yeah, man. So my first licensed professional wrestling match right out of wrestling school in February 2008. As a matter of fact, I believe it was February 2nd. It was literally a year before Junior was born because Junior was born February 2nd, 2009. So literally a year before Junior got here, I had my first match in Jamil Temple here in Columbia, South Carolina. And hey man, if you don't know about Jamil Temple, that's the place to be. That's like right under. I would put that right under the township. Yeah, I put that right under the township. So, yeah. So I had my first professional wrestling match in Jamil Temple, which is a nice size venue. And for this night, it was really, really packed. But man, I told everybody that could hear my voice that I was wrestling. And I had people come from Huntsville, people from here. You know what I'm saying? My wife was there. Chris was there. Chris was only like 8 at the time, which is crazy because he's 25 now. And you know, it was a dope experience. We got to the show. We knew Sabu was in the main event. We got to the show, and I was excited because I had been training for a couple years for this moment. It's not like wrestling school is not fast track like it is now. It seems like it's fast track, like people get done way quicker, but it was not like that then. We talking about I started training for wrestling in 2005. So, and I didn't debut to 08. So that's just like to get good at it takes a while. But I got to the show, and then they said they wasn't gonna put my show on the card. And I was upset. But then my wrestling dad, David Garrett, fought for it. He said, no, they need to go on. They're going to steal the show. And they was like, all right, well, we'll make them the dark match. So I didn't even make television. I think in which CWA had TV here in Columbia and Orangeburg. Like they had TV because they were on Time One. So they had TV, and that was you know me. I love the camera. I'm all for it. And so they said they weren't gonna put us on. And you know, Sabu told me just go out there and put on the show. And we went out there and we stole the show in a dart match. We stole the show. I got in my very first match in my professional wrestling career. I got a standing ovation from the crowd. First match. Crazy. Then I went to the back and we got a standing ovation from the boys in the back. Even crazier. But then Sabu pulled me to the side and told me that's how you do it. He gave me so much props on my match. And the only pop that was louder than the one when I won that triple threat was when me, my boy Hex, and Matt were holding the stage so it wouldn't collapse. It was a set. We had to hold the set together while Sabu climbed up there and jumped off the set through a table on his opponent. That was the only thing that got a louder pop than our match. And I said, that was just a cool moment. Because he was checking with us. He's like, y'all got it? I was like, we got it. He climbed up there and we couldn't see him land through the table because we were behind the set. But we watched him, we held it together, watched him climb up there, and then just you saw him leap off and you didn't see him no more, but then you heard the crack and the crowd went, as Gorilla Monsoon said, they went bananas. And it was a dope moment. So, and then that picture that I posted on my page of me and him had to be 8-9 years later. We were at, as a matter of fact, it's a kind of an infamous wrestling convention now. We were at we were at a show in Dublin, Georgia, and it was a ton of legends there. Like I got a ton of pictures from that day. But I got to kick it with Ron Simmons, Teddy Long, Sabu, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, Ted DiBiase. I was with a lot of guys that day. The guy that I kicked it with the most, that sat down and chilled with me the most, was Nikita Koloff. That was such a dope experience. Outside of the promoter not paying anybody, and I didn't want to wrestle that day because I wasn't going to get paid. I probably should have, but people in wrestling are really shady. I thought I wasn't getting paid, but some of the guys made an agreement that they were just going to split the profits from the door, but they didn't tell me that. So in my mind, I wasn't getting paid, so I didn't wrestle. And they looked at me wrong for that. I'm like, y'all tried to not tell me that y'all were going to split money from the door. So you got to be careful with people. But me, Sabu got to kick it that day, and he remembered me when he saw me. He remembered me, and that meant a lot. And because he didn't remember my name, but he's like, hold up, I know you. I've seen you before. And he's like, you're still wrestling. And that's how I knew he knew who I was, because I told him that night, this is my first match. Because I asked him for some advice. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he do. He said, man, just go out there and do your thing. It's still the show. He asked me how I felt about the match. I said, I feel good. I know what I'm supposed to do. We've done this match. We should have it. And man, we went out there and executed at an extremely high level for 3 rookies, because Matt and Eddie had just had their first match with each other the week prior. So when I came to wrestling training that week, they said, it's your turn to have your first match. Who do you want to wrestle? You want to wrestle Matt or Eddie? And I said, why can't I just wrestle both of them? I've been training with both of them for a couple years now. I didn't just want to pick one. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to leave one out. So Sabu showed me a lot of love every time I saw him. I saw him twice. My first match in that from that picture at that wrestling convention. So I just thought that was pretty dope.
Man, beautiful story. Shout out to Jamil Temple. He's right. It's a place to be. But man, that's what wrestling's all about. It's about stories like that, man. It's about the love, the community, and the adventure in wrestling. We know that you love this show, so we need you to do 2 things, right? I need you to do this. A subscribe button down here somewhere is a bell notification. Hit that so you'll be the first one to know when we go live again. Hit that so you'll be the first one to know when we upload a video here to this platform. Again, this episode has been brought to you by championscornerspodcast.com. Make sure you check it out. This has been another episode of the Champions Corner. Hey, I'm Sean Player. I got the historian, the Alabama ambassador. We thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Peace.